Hey guys, welcome back to the channel or the kitchen. Um, as always, I will not be cooking. Don't worry, don't worry. Um, just a short video. The last video, I wanted to start this one with a thank you from last video. Uh, the responses, the messages, and that was overwhelmingly good, and I appreciate it. I thank everyone who uh, watched and left a message. It's a good to have a hobby, um, someplace where you can concentrate and work and clear your head. And um, the modeling community, I consider it all the same as one cars. So no matter the size of the car community is just a good place to be. Um, so thanks to everybody for the for watching and the messages and that. In this video, a little progress on the Nova, not a lot, but we're going to show you what's going on there. Basically, bringing you up to speed on that. We'll show you what's coming up. There is a correction. Believe it or not, I made a mistake, and another stash ad that didn't make the cut last time. So just a second, I'll turn you around and we'll look. Guys, first off on the Nova, using the rally wheels, I have looked at them, and instead of painting in the air holes, went ahead and cut those out. I sanded the backs of the wheels down first to thin the material on the backside, and went ahead and cut those air holes out. Also the axle hole for the back rim there, and I'm liking the look. It's much better. You can see through. I mean, there's not a lot to see through too, except black, which you could paint in, but it gives it more depth, I think. And that being that the holes cut out there, the axle for the rear looks better in my opinion. So we got that done. Sat down one evening and did all four wheels, and I want to show you what's going on underneath. Alrighty, guys, underneath, this might be hard to see side to side here, so I'll do my best. Traction bars. I had the down low here, had mocked up these traction bars. These are a Lakewood style, I guess you would call them, square tube traction bar. They bolt to the spring perch. They have a rubber snub on them at the end. In looking at it, I mean, they look the part, especially on a 70s, 60s, 70s car. But these wouldn't work in the real world, and that started working on me. It bothers me. These traction bars, and let me get something I can help me point out with here, should come all the way up here to the eyelet of the spring up here where it bolts in the car. This is the snub's way back here, so it's too short. This would come up and press in against the spring material and allow the axle to keep wrapping up until this actually hits the floor. So you'd probably still get quite a bit of axle hop out of that. This should come all the way up here and to a fixed spot, let's say, on the car, and that just doesn't do it. So it falls a bit short. It's too bad because it fits perfect. These things are snapped in place. They fit just around where like the U-bolts would be. They fit just around the spring perch on the leaf spring. So what we've got in mind, or what I did on my gold car, and I can bring that in too and show that. I should do that too. Is this? It's a tubing device. It's more along the lines of a Southside machine. Shoot, the name just blew right out of my head. Hold on a second. Alrighty, guys. Caltrax. That's what I'm thinking of. Calvert makes Southside machine made Southside machine bars. Calvert, a company, makes Caltrax. Is a tubing design, and this is my own take on that. There's a plate that I made back here, just out of a flat stock, This is one tube runs into another tube, so it's adjustable this way and comes all the way up to the eyelet. Looking at it from the side, casting a shadow, and it's hard to see. I'll put up another picture from the side, but that's what we're going to do. In this case, this is a car. I mean, it does have a modern sump in the fuel tank. The engine is a bit more modern, and it's parts that are on it. So it's like we built it 69 Nova today in our garage today. So we don't necessarily need the old traction bars. They wouldn't work anyway. So, but I mean, a traction bar, it's got that look. You know, the oh shoot, how many companies, different companies made them. There was Lakewood. You could see them normally in yellow, a yellow paint, black finish, sometimes in chrome, sometimes orange and red. Mr. Gasket made orange ones that Yenko used on the Yenko Camaros. There was a solid bar type deal that I believe Nicky Chevrolet used. Hearst made an adjustable at along the lines of the tubing one, where it's one tube inside of another. It was square tube, one's inside of another, so it's adjustable. But for this and for what would work, you know, this guy's going to run this thing around on street tires, and he's ready to bolt on a set of slicks at any time and go out and whoop some ass. So that's what's going on with the Nova. Now let's take a look at, well, let's correct a mistake. Alrighty guys, from the corrections department. One of the cars that I got, that I just recently picked up, the 91 Corvette, and the last video I said that this was a LT1 motor. This is not an LT1 motor, and I should know that. Excuse me, engine. A motor is electric. Get right. So anyway, I called out as an LT1. It is not an LT1. It is still a tune port engine. Our 85 that we looked at last week, the red car, was the first year for a tune port injected car. And although they're not exactly the same, through the years they went with the tune port styling, the runners, the intake and the runners and that, through 92. 93 was the first year for LT1. And myself as a Chevy guy, I should know better. I'm a knucklehead. I do make mistakes, and I will call it out here. I can't believe anybody didn't, you know, call me out on that. You guys are too kind. But that is a tune port engine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this car did not make the cut last time on stash ads. This car was actually delivered right after I was done filming, recording. This, more so than the other ones, I would call a Grail kit. And I'm going to use the word Grail and not Holy Grail, because I really don't think God has any interest in me building plastic. So I'm just going to call it Grail. There's one reason for this being, I dig it. It's a 30 Ford Woody. It is everything that the 70s was. Hot rodding, street rodding, more the word term for it. It's everything that street rodding was in the 70s. The kit was first seen in 74, and that's where I first had a deal with it. My dad would take my brother and I. Sometimes we'd go to the store, we'd pick up a model, and the first few models that we did, me and my brother, was with my dad. He was teaching us about the car, the parts, how they go together. We got to paint, we got to glue, we got, and then, it's just history after that. 50, well, not quite 50 years later, I'm not that old yet, 53, but it was probably 7 when we were doing models. This was one of them. This was one kit that we had, the original from 74. This one is a reissue from 1995. Um, in 1995, I was working two jobs. I had both my children were babies, so I did not. I don't think I even knew this car came back out in 1995. But this one came last week, right after filming. It was open box, but it's sealed up inside. Again, this is the reissue. This one is from 1995. And it can be built as the open Woody or as a panel van, small block Chevrolet. Again, it is just what you would expect from street rotting in the early 70s. And this car, because we did ours pretty close to the box, I'll be doing this one just like it is. I'm going to tan the maroon fenders. I have to ask my dad. I cannot remember if we did open windows or if we did panels in it. Maybe he'll know, or my brother. As you can see, it was copyrighted 74 and 95. So this, to me, is a Grail kit. Now, the other one that would be more so, because it's going to be a little bit not so much hard to get, just expensive, is the monogram 8th scale E-type Jag that was in yellow plastic. And we did one of those also. And I remember just putting the wire wheels together was its own job. We did a dashboard, was its own job. The motor going together, engine going together, the wiring, things like that. So that's another one that's on my list, is the 8th scale E-type Jag. Also, I believe it was an 84 or 5, probably 85, I think it was Tuneport. There's the Tuneport again, guys. Tuneport Corvette in 8th scale was red plastic. That's another one that I had gotten as a Christmas gift. So that's one of the things that just come as a stash ad that this one just didn't make the cut. There's a couple more that didn't make the cut. This one was just, I guess, reintroduced, you'd want to say. Picked up at the hobby shop. I'm on a Corvette kick, and this one, I had never had it before. I have no dealings with this kit, but the box art was just too cool. I opened it up, and it looks like it's a pretty cool kit. I don't know how it'll build, but to me, any Corvette is a good Corvette. So I picked this one up. Open top with roll cage. Very few cars you can pull that off in. That looks good. That version right there. Shot a lot of the same jazz that we saw in some of the other cars. The open grill with the bumperettes removed. It's got a cool rocker trim on it that's neat for a custom. And that's one of them. Another one that I picked up that didn't make the cut is the Streaker Vet. There's a blast from the past. At the time when this was new, it was all we had as far as not all we had for mid-year Corvettes, but that MPC, there was no Revell mid-year Corvette yet. This kit is, I've done the 63, I've had the 67, the Streaker Vet years ago. I don't even remember if the thing was tough to go in together. It looks like it's junk, but it's just part of our history. I had to buy it. I don't see it going together as a stock 67 Corvette. The engine in it is complete garbage, and we can look at that later on, guys, but the engine and transmission is complete garbage. But it would make a pretty cool, like, comp eliminator dragster, something from I don't know, junior stock, some kind of drag car, home built machine. So we went ahead and picked that one up. It's yeah, it's history, you know. I've paid more for less. And I remember this whole series. The Mako Shark, that's another one I want. I need one of those. The Charger wasn't a bad car to build. I think I built the reissue of that. That is a kind of a bear to build. But it's what we had when we were kids. Finally, last but not least, the Revell 68 Chevelle SS. This car is a good kit. The 69 that Revell has is a good kit. They all fit together. Good detail. I already have one of these, but look, you know, you're in the drugstore, you're shopping for underarm deodorant, and they're marked down. Everybody loves a sale. I'm no different. I love a sale. Who don't? I mean, I don't use coupons, but I sure do love a sale. Especially when it's a big block Chevelle. So this one I think everybody's seen already. The box is a little crunchy there, but everything's good inside. Like I said, all Corvettes are good Corvettes, so any big block Chevelle is a good Chevelle, especially when it's on sale. So that wraps it up for this time, folks. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for again for the watch. Thanks for leaving the comments and that. It's greatly appreciated. We are going to do the small scale group small scale group build in the month of February, put on by Sean at Scale Model Car Guy and BG's Model Cars. That's the whole month of February. Our 69 Nova. So we'll be, I guess, set on Novas here for a while. But coming back, what I had before the interruption, the 68 Roadrunner, that car's coming back. I cannot leave that alone. I've searched and got I think most of the pieces together, so we'll be working on that. The Nova, we're going to keep going with it over there with some of the 1/64th jewels, but we'll keep working on that stuff. And I know I'm forgetting something here, so. Again, guys, thanks a lot for stopping by, and we will see you next time. Hey, guys, one more thing before we go this time. In the last video, I showed you this car, the Johan 66 AMC Marlin. This was in a collection of some unbuilt cars. It's not the way that you want to get models at all. The owner, Lance, had passed away in 2022. His daughter, she's the most just amazing young woman you'd ever want to meet. She was cleaning out his stuff. I bought then there wasn't a lot, just a few of the model cars. Some of from the papers and stuff that were in there, he had cars built for him. This one, in looking at this stuff, since I showed it last time, I'm looking at more into the boxes and stuff. This was actually his build. So that means there's only one thing to do with this car. It should be fixed. The wheels and tires that we have, we'll fix it, fix the glass, clean it thoroughly, put it in a case, and then the young lady, Michaela, will go back to her as a little keepsake from her father. If she doesn't want it, that's her business. But I don't think she even knew that. Well, the unbuilt cars are, unbuilt. What are you gonna? But I don't think she knew that there was anything built. I didn't know there was anything built in there until we got rummaging around. And then, like I said, there was a note in there about a Duster that had been finished for him. But this car was actually his work. So the wheels and tires, axle, fix the glass, clean it. If anybody has a line on a, I will look, but if anybody has a line on a Marlin hood ornament. I don't think I really even want to mess with the chrome and stuff. It's just the way it is. It just needs to be cleaned and preserved and um, yeah, kept. But that's what we're going to do with that. We'll do a good thorough just clean up on it, and we're going to get it back where it belongs. All right, guys. Now, thank you for watching. Now, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate everyone, and we'll see you next time.